How long after that was his accident?
Like a month and a half after I told him I was pregnant.
Take me back to that day you found out you were pregnant.
That day gives me PTSD. Oh my gosh, like I was freaking out. And I just like sat in the shower and like cried in the dark for like an hour. Beginning of February, when I told him, he passed away March 24th. So it's like a month and a half in between.
Okay. When he got in his accident, was he texting you?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like those were like the last words I said to him. And that's like what he had when he died. His last message like was unfinished. Like, oh my gosh, it was my fault. He was texting me because he was obviously like sending that message when he like hit into a car. Sent the text or texted him back, like he'd still be here.
I want to know your sexual abuse, writing about those details again. Was that hard for you to do?
Yeah, it was like I had been through bad relationships. Like I was in an abusive relationship.
What made you feel like you needed to stay silent?
Well, at the time, I felt like I had to because he was blackmailing me. So that means I'm losing my scholarship. When I was going through it, like I didn't even know I was being abused, like for like a while. Like what was happening to me, because I'm like, am I crazy? Like trust your gut, like your intuition.
Yeah.
Like if something doesn't sound right or it's too good to be true, it probably is. The amount of messages I got from other women, like that's when I saw like, oh, there was a reason why I needed to share this.
Mayci, welcome to the Squeeze.
Thank you.
Welcome back, I guess.
Yes, I did a brief one for Valentine's.
Yes.
But this is like the real deal.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
We're back in the comfies, even though you're in full glam. We love
I know.
to see it.
I'm like half ready, half not
Yeah.
is what we're going for today.
It's great. We're comfy and we're glammy.
Yes.
I've just like missed you. Like
I know.
I just adore
I wish
you.
I lived closer.
I know.
I really do.
I know. I need to just take a little JSX flight over to you.
Yes.
But last time I saw you, you were very pregnant.
Yes. Oh
And
my
now you're
gosh.
not pregnant.
I know. I feel so much better.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I feel so free.
How's baby? How
So
has
good.
this whole like? Would this still be considered newborn? I don't know. Like
I think
what the age
until
is.
they're 8 weeks. I think.
Okay.
So I think technically, because she's still 7. So
Okay.
we're almost there.
Oh my gosh.
But she's so good. Like she's an angel. But I'm exhausted. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I had to use like those eye drops today during glam. Like I need the no red
Yeah,
eyes.
the
no red
Lumify?
eyes. Yeah, Lumify.
How
Lumify.
how was birth and all of that stuff? Did everything go as planned?
Oh my gosh, it actually went so good because I knew I was doing a planned C-section.
Okay.
So I wrote out like I had a birth plan for my last one, but I didn't get to do a lot of the things in the plan because they're really particular, like with C-sections for some reason. And
Was
so,
your last one a C-section also?
yes, all of them have been. And so I just knew I was going to do one because like I already had 2 like at this
Yeah.
rate, and I have like pretty big babies. I mean, I didn't want to try. And so I wrote a birth plan again and like was very detailed, and I got like the best nurse. Like she was so good.
that's
I was like obsessed with her, and I actually met her the week before at Michaela's birth because we gave birth at the same hospital.
Oh, that's
so I
funny.
met her and I was like, wait, yeah, are you working next week? And she's like, oh yeah, that's my day. Like you should request me. So I was like, perfect. So I feel like I made that connection. And then
Yeah.
I had her the day of my birth and she was so good. Like I got to do every single thing in my birth plan, which was like so amazing because I didn't get to do that last time.
Yeah.
So I was so stoked. So I got to do like skin to skin in the operating room. Like I got help like filming the birth because I was like, it's hard for me because I don't do vaginal. Like I can't get things filmed. Then I never get to actually see the birth. Like I would just love to see my baby be born, even if I can't like watch it, like watch it later kind of thing. So I got extra filming people in there to help me out. Like
cool.
It was so great. Like it was just like magical. Like my husband got to cut the cord and he didn't get to do that last time. So all the things I wanted, like I got. So I felt like it was just like so magical. Like I was so happy with everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it was great.
With your first, did you want to have a C-section or
No.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, not at all. Like, so my mom had all C-sections, and then
Okay.
my oldest sister had one baby at the time, and she had a C-section. So I kind of was like worried that I have to have one.
Yeah.
Because my mom like didn't even dilate or anything. And then,
Oh wow.
yeah, when I was pregnant, I didn't dilate either. And so they never said I had to get one, but then I was doing all the ultrasounds, and they're like, your baby's looking so big. And I was like, oh, so I was like, I got scared because I was also 20 and I didn't really know like how to advocate for myself.
Yeah.
So they're like, he's looking really big. They told me he's going to be between like 10 and 11 pounds. So I was like, okay. And newsflash, he wasn't. But like they told me that. And so they're like, we recommend you doing a C-section. They read the whole like, if you move forward vaginal, these are the risks. And you have to sign this waiver that says we can break the collarbone and all those crap. So I was like, well, I'm not going to be like, yeah, go break the collarbone. Like, let me do the vaginal. So like, I just decided to do the C-section because of that. So I had a scheduled C-section with my first, and my water broke and everything going into surgery. I think 'cause I was so stressed out that like my water broke and everything, and then did the C-section. Honestly, it was a pretty crappy experience. Like your first one, I feel like is usually the scariest because you don't know what to expect, and then it got infected too. So like 5 days later, like my incision opened and it was just a nightmare. Like the healing was horrible. Like it was just bad. And that's why the second time I was like, oh, I want to do a VBAC. Like I want to do vaginal.
Yeah.
And then they told me your baby's looking big again. And I was like, okay, well, last time you said that, like the baby he was still big. He was 8'15".
Yeah.
But like not 10 or 11 pounds. So I was like, no, we're doing vaginal. But then she was like breech, and then she was flipping breech and then not breech, like every other day. I don't know how she did it, because then she ended up being almost 10 pounds. Like she was 9'13", 22 inches.
Oh, wow.
So I was glad I did the C-section with her. Yeah. And so after that, and that C-section was a great experience. I didn't get to do everything in the birth plan, but like everything went smooth. Like having a C-section with a partner this time, because I was a single mom before, was night and day. So I was like, I can do that again. So then I did the third one, C-section. It was even better. So I was really happy about it.
That's good. I want to do C-sections really bad. I have a lot of girlfriends that, I have a lot of friends that have given birth, but I just feel like with how my brain works, I think like scheduling a C-section might.
And then you're like, I know I'm having a baby. Yeah. I know it's coming out within 10 minutes of being on the OR table. Like that's a nice part. I will say this C-section, the only thing that sucked was like, I got the spinal, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it was like what they put in it, I got so nauseous, and I have like a throat phobia. So I was like, absolutely not. And so I was laying on the OR table and I was just looking at the light being like, how am I going to sit here for an hour? Like I was trying not to panic. So you get like the panic feeling and you're like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to have to sit for an hour and I feel so sick and I feel miserable. I was like freaking out. And then like once the drugs hit again, I was like, we're good.
You're like, we're good to go. We're in the clear.
I was like, put all the nausea stuff in there, like everything you got, like throw it in there, because I'm dying.
Maybe I'll just have to watch what I've seen.
And then it was fine. I have videos I can show you.
Okay.
If it doesn't freak you out.
I've seen a vaginal birth. I saw a vaginal birth in nursing school.
Yeah.
And I came home and I was like, Taylor, I can't have a child until I like forget what that looks like, because that was like horrific.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why like our heads are placed this way, so that we don't have the receiving end. We have the pushing end of the view. Because that was like rough. I didn't like that.
No, it's gross. So, well, I'm like, I shouldn't say it's gross. It's like natural. It's like part of life. But I'm like, just
no, it's a beautiful thing. But the anatomically, it's not the prettiest thing.
No, I saw Michaela's kind of. She did natural. I filmed her birth for her.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, but I barely made it. She like literally, I walk in her room because I was doing a non-stress test at the same hospital she's giving birth on the same day. It's like we just happened to be there at the same time. And I walk into her room and like literally hear her like moaning because she did natural. And so I was like scared. I was like, oh my gosh, like, is she good? Like, so I'm setting up my camera and it wasn't working for some reason. All of a sudden I hear her say, the head's out. And I was like, oh. So I grab her camera. Luckily it was there. I click video. So her camera could do video, but mine would only work for photo. So I had both cameras like this. And I was just like filming on one and like shooting photos on the other. We got it. Everything was great. Made it in time for the birth.
Gosh.
Like we saw it come out.
Oh my gosh.
It was great. But I didn't really get like a very close view, luckily, because I think I probably would have passed out. But but like it was great. I was scared for her though. Like she looked like she was in a lot of pain. Like she was literally like gray. I was more worried about her than the baby. I'm like, is she good? Like I was looking at her face. I'm like, why is no one I need like chariot her to her chair, like to her bed, because she gave birth standing up, like in the bathroom. So I was like, someone pick her up. Like, I don't know. I was scared because I'm like, she's going to fall. Like I would have passed out giving birth standing up. Especially natural. She's crazy.
And that's been so fun. Like you guys just having little babies together.
It's been so fun. Like doing pregnancy together was so nice.
I didn't even realize you were pregnant at Galentine's.
I know, we couldn't tell anyone.
And Taylor was like, Macy's pregnant. And I was like,
wait, he could tell?
He knew. He was like, did you not see? Like she had a little bit of a bump. Like you could just tell. And I was like, oh, I didn't look. And I guess I didn't think of it because you guys don't drink. So I didn't it wasn't a flag to me. If one of my girlfriends who drinks would have been like, I'm just having a poppy. It would have been like, oh, interesting. But no, also we were all in flowy pajamas, but no, everyone left and Taylor was like, so Macy's pregnant. And I was like, did she tell you that? And he was like,
he's good. He's observant.
He's so observant. And I was like, oh, now I'm a bad friend. I didn't notice.
No,
and then
not at all.
And then you were posting the photos of yourself in the mirror with your belly.
I know, we did that when no one was looking. We're like, but we literally announced it, I think less than a week later.
Yeah.
I think we had to, I think it was only a few days later we announced. We had to wait because it had to be all secretive because People Magazine wanted to do something with each of us. And so we had to hide it. But then we're like, okay, we're at the point where people are going to notice. We need to post. So like, yeah, it was fun. I'm so surprised he noticed, actually.
I know.
That's like very observant.
He's very observant.
He probably like saw us take that picture.
He's like, excuse me? No, he would have told me. Okay, well, I'm excited to finally, I've been wanting to like sit and talk with you alone for excited. Like forever. And I love that we get to do it with the release of your book. I'm so excited for people to hear your story because I think there's so many different facets to your story. Yes. And I just adore you. And I think it's really cool, everything that you've been through, how you live your life now. And you're truly just like a ball of like light.
Thank you.
And I love you. But I want to know like what made you decide like now was the time to write and release this book? Yeah.
I think it's because like I knew I always wanted to do it. And I feel like for the last 10 years, I was like, I'm going to write a book. I just don't know when. And then I think the opportunity just kind of presented itself. Like after the show came out, I had a really great book agent reach out and was like, hey, like heard you wanted to write a book. Like your management told me like, let's do this. And I was like, okay, like I'm down. Cause like I knew I always wanted to do it. So I'm like, okay, this must be like the time. And I'm actually so glad I waited because I almost started writing it like 5 years ago. And granted, I did have a lot of things already written. So it was kind of like writing the process. It took a year, but at the same time, it was already like partially written. It was kind of just like filling in the gaps and like putting the story together.
Yeah.
And so it just like ended up being the perfect time, I think. Like it was still hard because I was writing it while filming and like doing all the things. But like, again, it's like the story's been writing itself for 10 years. So like, I just felt like it was the time, I guess. And I think everything just works out the way it's supposed to. So
where does the title come from?
Oh, yes. I've had people ask me because I think when it was released, someone's like, I don't like that title. Because I thought it was like being like snarky, like told you so. Like, but that's not what it's supposed to be. It basically stems from like I'm the baby of the family. And so like I feel like my whole life, like people would say like, told you so, like told you not to date that guy, like told you not to do this. And like kind of like, and I'm the type of person that has to kind of learn from my own mistakes. Like I have to do things to know if it's wrong for me.
Yeah.
And so it just came from like everyone in my life saying like, told you so, like you shouldn't have done that. You know, like that's kind of what it means from that. There was other titles I really wanted, but like we couldn't because like they were already used and stuff too. Like the title I originally was going to do was One Day because that's like something me and my son's father used to say to each other, like one day, like we'll do this, one day that. And so it had like a lot of meaning to me.
Yeah.
But it's already a book, I guess. And it became a show, I think, on Netflix.
Oh.
So we couldn't do that. But I think we have like signed editions that have like a one day inscription because like it's so sentimental to me. So there are certain passages in the book that you'll see will start with like one day on purpose. So it's like mixed in there for a reason.
Oh my gosh. That's so special. Well, I like that title.
Thank you.
I like it a lot. When it comes to working out, I need a variety of workouts. Some days I want to push myself with a run. Other days I'd rather do Pilates, and sometimes I just want something completely different. That's why I'm so excited about this. Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with a brand new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus, powered by Peloton IQ. This is Peloton's most elevated equipment yet, and it's designed to make your workouts feel more personal. You can move in endless ways, whether you're on your own or training with your favorite instructors. For me, Peloton is built for breakthroughs. I don't want to overthink my workouts, and I want something that keeps me motivated, challenges me, and actually helps me get better. With Peloton, I can run, lift, sculpt, and go while it takes care of the rest. And here's the part that I really love. Peloton IQ provide real-time strength coaching. It tracks your progress, suggests weight that challenges you, and the new movement tracking camera even counts your reps and corrects your form in real time. It takes out the guesswork so that every single rep matters. Then there's the swivel screen, which is a game changer. You can go from running on the Tread Plus to strength training, Pilates, or stretching off of it with one smooth spin. It's seamless and it keeps your routine fresh. Plus, Peloton IQ builds personalized plans with weekly class recommendations that match your mood, your vibe, and your personality so you always feel like your workouts were made just for you. Let yourself run, lift, sculpt, push, and go. Explore the new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus at onepeloton.com. You guys know that I am always on the lookout for things that make wellness simple and realistic. And I've found something that I am actually so excited about. Grunes are a convenient, comprehensive formula packed into a snack pack a day.
This isn't a multivitamin, a greens gummy, or a prebiotic. It's all of those things and then some at a fraction of the price. And bonus, it tastes great. Now, something about me is that I do not like swallowing pills at all. If you guys have listened to this podcast, you know I hate taking pills, and I'm always looking for something that is in gummy form. So I knew I wanted to give Groones a try. What really drew me in is just how easy they are to take. No powders, no capsules, just a couple gummies that taste amazing. I can throw them in my bag and take them on the go with me, which makes it so much easier to actually stay consistent. And I honestly love that I feel like I'm covering so many more bases at once: energy, gut health, and overall wellness without having to buy 5 different products. Another thing that really impressed me is the science behind it. Groones ingredients are backed by over 35,000 research publications, which gave me the confidence to know that I'm getting something that is truly effective and well studied. So if you're like me and you want something that's delicious, convenient, and packed with health benefits, definitely check them out. Visit groones.co and use code SQUEEZE at checkout for up to 52% off your first order. That's GRUNS.co and use code SQUEEZE for up to 52% off your first order. When dinner time rolls around and you are just staring at your fridge wondering how you're going to pull a meal together, well, ButcherBox has your back. They deliver high quality, responsibly sourced proteins right to your door, so you can skip the last minute grocery store runs and actually look forward to what's for dinner. For nearly a decade, ButcherBox has led the industry with meat and seafood that's antibiotic free, hormone-free, and independently verified. Every cut, whether it's a filet or chicken nuggets, meets the same high standards. For me, what really sold me on ButcherBox is the convenience and the quality. I've gotten everything from their 100% grass-fed beef to their wild-caught salmon, and it's such a game changer. The proteins arrive perfectly packed for the freezer, so I always have something ready to cook. If you guys are like me, when I don't have food in the fridge, it is so easy for me to resort to doing a food delivery service that isn't the best food, or doing drive-through. But with ButcherBox, I know that I always have something in my freezer so I can pull it out and defrost it and cook it that night. And it really is a game changer and helps me keep on my health goals. And here's the best part. As an exclusive offer, our listeners can get free protein in every box for a year, plus $20 off your first box when you go to butcherbox.com/squeeze. Go to butcherbox.com/squeeze to get this limited time offer and free shipping always. That's butcherbox.com/squeeze. Don't forget to use our link so that they know we sent you.
I think we should just dive into it because I'm excited to just hear. Obviously, you know, you've shared about your son's father, Arik, on the show, which we got to see you kind of like open up about for the first time. But in the book, you really like dive into it and about the both of you unexpectedly becoming pregnant at 19. Can you take me back to that day you found out you were pregnant?
Like that day gives me PTSD. Like literally, it was so rough. Like I remember it like clear as day. Like I have so many core memories from back when I had like trauma. Like why do we have so many core ones from trauma and like not just like the happy stuff? But anyways,
I know.
I remember like it wasn't even that long after a missed period. I just like felt like I was pregnant. Like I feel like I just could feel it, and I don't really know why. Like I think it was a week before a missed period. I was like, something feels off. Like I just could feel it. Like I had the anxiety feeling that like I couldn't explain what it was. And then so I think it was only 3 days after my period was supposed to come, I went and like got a test. Like one of my friends went with me to get one because I was like too embarrassed to go alone. So I was like, and also we're in Provo, Utah. Like if someone sees me buying a pregnancy test, like they're gonna report me to honor code.
I mean, I even feel like that as like a adult, which sounds funny calling myself a grown adult, but like an adult, like married woman,
why
like
is it
buying a pregnancy test. I'm like, this is such a vulnerable feeling. So I can't imagine like you not being married in the society that you lived in Utah, how like nerve-wracking that was.
Oh my gosh, especially going to like, it was like the CVS in Provo, Utah, where it's like all the BYU students go. So like you had to be very discreet. So I think I used self-checkout, thankfully. And then I went back to my apartment and she left and I like took it alone and I just like took it. Like I peed in a cup, dipped it in because I was like, I don't know how to pee on a stick. Like, so I just did the cup thing, left it on the counter, and I just like laid in bed because I was like, I didn't want to look. Like, I was so scared. And this is the first time I've ever taken a test. So it's like, I don't know. It was just like crazy for me. So I lay down, chilling. Eventually I was like, okay, I just need to check it. Like, I was literally laying in the dark, pitch black. And I was like, I just need to get up and check. And I was like, part of me was like, there's no way, you know? And then I get up and check, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh, like it's negative. But like, I've never taken one before, so I couldn't really tell. So I looked closer, and I'm like, wait, it looks like there's like a really faint second line. So I was like, I don't know if the test comes with 2 faint lines and they get dark if you're pregnant. Like, I was kind of confused, but I was also like, oh my gosh, like I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. Like, but I like wasn't sure. So I like just like literally laid in the shower. Well, didn't lay, but I was sat in the shower, like got my laptop out and like played music because that's when I don't think it was like on the phone or something. And so had my Spotify on, and I just like sat in the shower and like cried in the dark for like an hour. And I had to get up and go to my sister's house. I like brushed my tears off, and I'm like, okay, everything's fine. And then I just acted like that didn't happen, and then went about my week. And then like, cause I was playing tennis, I was in the middle of tennis season. And so I was playing like matches and stuff. And then 1 week from that test, I was like, hey, let me just take another one, because if I am pregnant, it should be dark, I think. Probably like Googled it or something. And then I took the test because it came with 2 the next week, and it was like dark, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely knocked up, so that's great. And then I was kind of just like in denial. Like I literally just like went about my week like nothing was happening. But then I just stopped going to class because I was like, well, I'm pregnant, so I'm screwed anyway. So like kind of just like already started giving up in my life. So I just like didn't go to class. I would nap like 4 hours a day, and then go to like tennis practice, and then go back and nap again, and then hang out with my boyfriend. And that was pretty much it until.
What do you think the biggest reason why you were, I mean, obviously rightfully so for you to be upset at 19, you're not trying to get pregnant, but do you feel like there was like a standout reason to like why you were like, this like can't be true?
I just didn't picture that for my life. Like if I didn't get pregnant so young, like I don't think I would have had kids till like late 20s, because I think it always scared me to have kids. I'm the baby of the family, so I didn't have like younger siblings to like grow up with. So I didn't know like what it would be like to be a mom. Like, thank gosh my sister had my niece like when I was in college, so I kind of like got to babysit her and stuff. Or else I don't even know how I'd have been like a mom, because I just didn't know what I was doing. But I think it's just because like I had a like the way I pictured my life was not getting pregnant at 19. It was like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to finish my tennis career. Maybe I'll try to play pro for a little bit, and maybe I'll do an internship in New York or London or like somewhere cool. Like I had like all these like ideas and stuff that I wanted to do, and like being a mom was not part of that. So like that's why like I did not picture. And it's like, as a Mormon, I never pictured myself probably even having sex outside of marriage, and then also like getting pregnant outside of marriage. Like that would have been like some scary dream that like I had, you know, like not a real life situation.
When did you tell Arik?
I think I waited like until the second test that was like dark. So I think that's when I told him. I think I told him like a couple or like maybe a day after that. And he took it like really well. Surprisingly, like was really chill about it, which I'm like, hello. Like, this is my life. Like, my life's over.
Oh, wow.
But I do think it's, in general, like, the responsibility usually falls on the woman in society. So I think, like, sometimes guys are more chill because, like, well, I'm not the one who's pregnant, you know? And he, like, was very supportive. He was like, okay, like, we talked about getting married before this. Like, this is just, like, a bump in the road. Like, we'll get through this. We wanted to have kids anyways. Like, it's just coming sooner than expected. So he was, like, very, like, chill and, like, good about it. So, like, thank gosh, or else I probably would have, like, spiraled. But, like, it still wasn't easy. I was like, okay, but you don't understand, like, like he could probably go still play baseball, right? But like I can't keep my tennis career right now. Like, so I think that's what's hard is like we bear the responsibility more than men, and that's hard.
For sure. How long after that was his accident?
Oh my gosh, only like a month and a half after I told him I was pregnant. He passed away. So like that was like beginning of February when I told him, and then I think he passed away March 24th. So it's like a month and a half in between. Which is crazy.
You kind of talked about it in the show. You guys were in an argument. Can you tell me a little bit about what was going on?
I read about it in the book, but I found out that he cheated on me. So like when I was at a tennis match in Colorado, I think. And that night he was texting me. I could tell he had been drinking, and we kind of had a rule like, well, let's not drink like unless we're together, because like things happen, and like when you're drinking, like you can make mistakes, and it's just not smart. But so I could tell he was drinking because like the way he was texting me was like very like lovey-dovey, like I love you. And I was like, yeah, like sometimes we'll say it to each other, but not like that. Like not like obsessively. So I was like, he's like for sure drinking or something. So make a long story short, like he got drunk, like really drunk, like blackout apparently, and like slept with some random girl, like just one night stand type thing. And then obviously didn't tell me because like he knew I'd break up with him, because I think I told him in the beginning of the relationship, like, you ever cheat on me and I'm out, like I'm not the type of person who's gonna stay, because like and I get those that do, and like that's just case by case basis, but for me, I just know I wouldn't be able to get over it.
Yeah.
And so I told him that like in the beginning of the relationship, so I know that's like why he hid it, and I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically I found that out, to make a long story short. So like that's what we were like arguing about. I didn't want to talk about it on the show because I didn't want to just be like, oh, he cheated, and like not give like context and like background, because we also had a relationship that like when we weren't together, it almost felt like an open relationship. Like I talk about in the book, but like I emotionally cheated, but like I didn't consider it cheating because like it wasn't physical, and like I didn't like count it like back when I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
And so like our relationship like was so great. Like when we were together, like we never fought, like we got along so well, but like we weren't together. It was kind of like almost like we were doing our own thing, but we both knew like we're not going to cheat on each other kind of thing. And like obviously he crossed that line. But like, yeah, when I look back, I'm like, it's not like I'm not saying I can give him no blame, but like we were kind of, you know, all over the place. So yeah.
When he got in his accident, was he texting you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why it was like really hard, because I felt like it was my fault in the beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, it was my fault. He was texting me, because like we basically were on the phone FaceTiming and I was like, we're done. Like I was so mad like at him, like when I found out. And then he texted me like a picture of us or something. And like, I was like, why would you send this to me? Like I was just being like a brat, you know, whatever, which rightfully so. Though, like, obviously like I was angry. Yeah. And then he said, like, sent this whole thing, like, I love you so much. Like, I'll never forgive myself. Like, you deserve so much better. Just like obviously being super sweet. And I think I like responded again. I don't even remember what I said at this point, but I have like, I think I still have the screenshot somewhere. Yeah. And then he sent like his last message, like was unfinished. Like it was like, I still remember it was like, go period, like space J. Like it didn't like make sense. Like it was like unfinished, like, or like a typo. Yeah. And so I was like, that's weird. Cause usually like if he had a typo, he would like correct it and send like a text with like a little star asterisk or whatever. And he never did. So I was like, weird. Like I like was like, okay, that's strange. And then, yeah, like he was obviously like sending that message when he like hit into a car or a truck actually. So it's just crazy. Like sometimes when I like say it out loud, I can't believe that like actually happened. When looking back, like it's been 10 years, but like when I go to the crash site in the show, like you can see it gets very much like affects me to this day for sure.
I cried watching it just.
Oh my gosh, it was
because I so rough. Literally can't imagine. And I know you, and I can't imagine like how I'm getting teary-eyed.
I know. I'm like, don't. I'm like, you're gonna make me teary-eyed. I'm like looking at you like,
I can't imagine what that going back to it, but also just kind of like reliving all of that. How was that? Like, how did you get through the guilt? Because you're 19. Yeah. You're pregnant. You're hormonal. Oh my gosh, you're having a baby. You're like, your partner's no longer on this earth. Like how did you kind of like work through that guilt? Because I can't imagine that was probably some heavy guilt you carried around.
It was so rough because I definitely blame myself, like at least in the beginning of it, like, or probably most of my pregnancy, honestly. I think it took a while for me to fully like understand like that's not my fault. Like I didn't know he was driving. Like when I last saw him when I was talking on the phone, he was at home. So I had no idea that he like left. But I guess I think he went up to the canyon to clear his head because originally he was supposed to be playing like basketball with his friends and he's like, I have to go play basketball. I'm like, no, just talk to me really quick. It'll be quick, you know? Yeah. So like he had plans, but he obviously, I don't even know if he texted to cancel them, but he just had to go like clear his head or something. And then that's when it happened. So I had no idea. So I can't, so looking back, I'm like, you can't blame yourself. You didn't know where he was. Like, and even then, like he was the one who chose to text. Like I didn't tell him to text me back, you know? And so I definitely carried that guilt though for like a long time. Like it was really hard to get over it because I was like, oh my gosh, if I wouldn't have sent the text or texted him back, like he'd still be here, you know? And so that was really hard for me. And I feel like I felt so much guilt for the last things I said to him. I'm like, oh my gosh, like those were like the last words I said to him. And that's like what he had when he died. And that like ate me alive for sure. Like that hurt. Like probably more than anything was like, I wish I could take back what I said. Yeah. And I look back and I'm like, well, like I was angry. Like it's warranted and like it's okay. But like I just obviously wish it was different, you know, but I can't do that anymore. And I think that's why I am the way I am now. Like, and even on the show, and everyone's like, you're a fence writer. I'm like, no, it's because like I know how fragile life is. And like, I don't want to have beef with anyone. And I don't want to be like in a bad place with people because I know it could change in a second. And like, I know a lot of people struggle with mental health. It's like, Mike, what if we say hurtful things and like, who knows what they're going to do? Like, I feel like I just am paranoid about that now. Like, since he passed, like, I definitely have a fear around like losing loved ones. Like, even my husband, like, he doesn't text me back in the certain time frame. Like, he's dead. Like, in my head, it's like my intrusive thoughts are like, he's gone. Like, I just like get so nervous for my kids. Like, I have a hard time leaving my kids, or like even like me and my husband like don't even go on trips together like ever, because it's like it's really hard for me to like leave them, because it's hard to like put your trust in someone else, and also being like, oh, well, what if I went and like something happened? Like, I have a lot of like what ifs now because of what happened with him. Yeah. Which I probably need therapy for, but like I like will go to therapy and I'm like, I'm good, I'm fine, I don't need anything.
That's such a like great like kind of pulled back third person point of view that of yourself, that is why, you know, you just are happy to be in the middle and don't you know, don't kind of sway, because that makes complete, when you put it that way, that literally makes complete sense. Yeah.
And I think I'm someone who also can see like both sides of a story and equation. Like, I'm neutral with like pretty much everything in my life. I'm like not super hot or cold or super passionate about one thing and not about the other. Like, I'm very neutral. And so I think no matter what, it would be hard for me to take any sides for that reason. And then on top of like what I've been through, it's like, there's bigger things in life than, you know, he said, she said, this drama, you know?
How was it raising Hudson? One, by yourself, but also what did you tell him? What were like those words, and kind of like explaining to him about his dad?
Raising him, luckily I feel like I had a village, which is really nice. Not a lot of people had that luxury. So I'm super grateful for that. But my mom like was there for me, and like it's funny now because like I feel like she treats him like it's like her kid. Like that's how she sees him, because she helped me like for the first like couple years of his life. But raising him was great. Like, I had the village, like I had the people. Like, it was still hard even with that, like because I'd be waking up, going to classes, and then going to tennis practice for 4 hours, and then going to more class, and then coming home to him. Like, some nights I didn't have late classes, so I could like do dinner and do like the nighttime routine, and some nights I couldn't. And like some nights my mom would keep him up so I could see him that day, and like, but then I'd be doing homework, so I'd be going to bed at like 1, 2 a.m. and then getting back up early again. So like, it was like 4 hours of sleep a night almost, like throughout college. Not because I was partying, because I was a mom. So like, it was definitely like hard, but like the best. Like, I would never take it back for anything. Like, I just feel like he was meant to come into my life for a reason, and that's why like my book is dedicated to him, because I'm like, I don't even know if I'd be here like without him. Like, genuinely, like he is like everything, like, and still is. Like, he's like just the cutest thing ever. So I was super grateful I had help with that. And then as far as like telling him about like his father, like we told him, I'm trying to think, he was 4, I think. I talk about it in the book a little bit, but basically the way we did it is like, I had seen a therapist who told me like the best time to tell their like your kid that they have a different dad or mom is like between 3 and 5, like with like basically based on like psychology and different things like that. Because then they're old enough to like know and understand, but not like fully understand. But you kind of have to introduce it young, or else they're gonna feel like resentment and like feel like you've been hiding things, you know?
For sure.
And so we told him, and he just like didn't really care. Like, I think it's because he was like young, like he's 4, you know? So like we told him like, hey, like you see how mommy's in the hospital with you, like holding you, but like daddy's not there. Like, it's because like you have a different daddy, but like he passed away, so like you have 2 dads and stuff. And he's like, okay, cool, like let me play my Legos. Like, he like didn't care, you know? But then it's great because it's just normal for him. Like, he knows that he has Arik as his dad, and now he kind of understands when I say biology, because in the beginning he was like, what? Like, and now he kind of understands like you have like blood from that father and like blood from me, and then like that's like your dad who's raising you, you know? So like he like kind of understands it now, and like he'll ask questions every once in a while, but like not that much, actually. I'm surprised. I think as he gets older, he'll have like more curiosity, but like we'll still do things like so that he knows about his dad. Like, we went to for his old high school, he was like the MVP pitcher, star pitcher of the team, and has like all these records there. So like they had like something in his honor this year, and so I was like, oh yeah, like we'll go. And so like they honored him, and like you saw the photos of him, and so he got to like hang out with the baseball players and the team he used to be on. Like, he like loved it, and got to sit in the dugout with all like the 17 to 18-year-old high school players, and like absolutely loved it. So stuff like that I'll be like, oh yeah, like this is, you know, like your other side, which is great. So then he sees his grandparents on that side too. So like, and I think it's really healthy to have that, because if not, like they're going to grow up like and be confused and, you know, and I feel like they could harbor resentment.
So how old was Hudson when Jacob came into the picture?
So when I first met Jacob, Hudson was only 7 months old. Okay. But I didn't introduce them until Hudson was like 10 months old. I was very like particular about like who I brought around him with good reason, I feel like, because I just didn't, like I think it's because I got like weird DMs from guys being like, oh my gosh, I love kids. And I'm like, okay, get away from me. Like I feel like guys who would try to use like a kid to be like, I'm so good with kids. Like I love kids. And I'm like, okay, get away. Like, because I feel like they're kind of overcompensating. Yeah. And I feel like at BYU, like, because like, you know, there is an honor code. I feel like since people who knew that I had a kid, some of the guys would be like, oh, like she's down, like DTF, like, and I'm like, no. So like, I feel like that was also part of it where I was like very protective of like who I let around my son. And honestly, even bringing him up like around guys in the beginning, like until I was like comfortable with a guy, I'm like, I have no need to like talk about my son around them, because I just like wanted to protect that. And so I was pretty particular about it. And then I introduced him when they were like 10 months, but me and him were friends. Like we weren't even dating. Like it was like we were around each other for 2 months before he like was in the picture. And so I was like, okay, like he's just a friend, you know, and it's like, it's fine. And then obviously it turned into more, and he was like so good with him. It was just like crazy. And like that's another reason why you don't want him around your kids, because like you have a guy who's so good with your kid, you're going to be like, you're going to like him more, right? Yeah. So I didn't want to do that for that reason as well. Because I'm like, I want to like a guy because I like him, not because he's good with my kid. And then if I like him and he is good with my kid, then like great. Yeah. But like you kind of have to have two parts of the equation, you know? Yeah. So it's like tricky navigating it as like a mom. But it like worked out, obviously, like really well.
How long did you guys date before you
got married?
Yeah.
It was like 2 years.
Okay.
So like 2 years unofficially, and like officially dating is like 1.5 years.
Okay.
But we were going like on dates and stuff for 2 years. Yeah. Which is like long for Mormons. Yeah. Like that's pretty long.
Were you like apprehensive to like want to take that next step in the relationship, or was that just kind of the pace you guys were going at?
I feel like I was apprehensive to date him officially. Like, because like I, at the time when he's the one who was like, I want to be official. And I was like, no. Yeah. And I think it's because like I had boyfriends back-to-back relationships, and I was finally getting my confidence back. And I was like, I just want to be single for a little bit and see like what I really want. Yeah. So I dated him and like 2 other guys at the same time, kind of just like seeing what I wanted, who I liked and stuff. And then I was like, he's literally like the best guy. Like I can't, like, it was just like one of those things where it was like so obvious, and I just like didn't want to commit. Yeah. And then once I did, it was like history, obviously. But yeah. And even getting married, I think we both like, because we're from California, I feel like we're not Utah Mormons. I feel like typically get married so fast. And like for us, I was like, I want to date someone longer, see like every season of them, because like I had been through bad relationships. Like I was in an abusive relationship. And so I feel like I had learned from that. Like I need to make sure I know this guy inside and out, like know what I'm getting myself into, because I think it took like 3 to 4 months before I saw the red flags with my abuser. And so I was like, we need to date, make sure this guy's like a good guy, that he's like really serious about being a father. And so so that was like part of the reason too. And I feel like I just wasn't in like a huge rush. I wasn't like in a huge rush to be like one of those super, super young married girls like they are in Utah. But I still was young when I got married though. And I think about it, I was 23. Like that's like young. Okay. Yeah. Like for Utah, that's like mid, which is so funny. Like people get married at like 19, 20. Like, so me having a baby at 20 and getting pregnant at 19 is like not out of the ordinary there. But for me, I was like, this is so psychotic. Like this is bizarre. Yeah.
That's so interesting, like the dynamic, because I think I talked about that with Michaela, like the California Mormon versus the like Utah Mormon.
It's different. Yeah, to me, it's very different.
Yeah. And Jacob's also a
California.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's also why I liked him a lot too, because I'm like, great, like it's funny because I live in Utah. I was like, I don't want to be stuck in Utah forever, which is ironic because I'm still there. But we both like eventually want to get to California, or like have both, like have a house in Utah and California, hopefully.
I've heard honestly nothing but good things about Utah.
You guys should buy a house there.
The Arnold sisters have almost convinced me to buy a home there.
I feel like everyone loves it there, actually. Yeah. Like, it's great. And I always try to convince people too, because like, I want more friends. Like, come to Utah.
I know. I need to make a trip out of it.
Get some swag.
I really want to try that, but also I've been telling Jessie I need to get extensions.
Oh, yes. Have her come do your hair. I know. Or like you go there and get your hair done. Yeah. And we'll all hang out. We'll do like a trip. Yeah, we should. That'd be so fun. I would love that.
I know.
Sometimes I get caught up in how I think I should look instead of focusing on how I actually feel in my body. And lately, I've been more about reshaping, getting stronger, and just feeling confident. That's why I started using Creatone by Brickhouse Nutrition. It was created by doctors specifically for women, and it helps women feel more toned, sculpted, and defined without changing their workouts or diet. Creatone isn't like the typical creatinine products made for men. It's designed just for women with pure creatinine and patent ingredients that support lean muscle tone without water retention or unwanted weight changes. And it even gives your metabolism a little boost, which is a nice bonus. I just love that this product is specifically made for women because when it comes to this space in wellness, it's hard for women to find things that are actually made for their bodies and work for them because so often these products are made for men. And that's why I have been loving this product. If you're ready to feel more confident in your body, Creatone is a game changer. You can try it with 20% off your first order. Just go to tonetoday.com and use my code SQUEEZE. Again, that's SQUEEZE for 20% off at tonetoday.com. This episode is brought to you by Square, your favorite neighborhood spots run on Square. I think we all have those places that just feel like home. For me, it's this little coffee shop in my neighborhood. I go there so often. I know the barista. They know my order when I walk in. And it is just such a homey feeling. But it's not just about the coffee, though it is great. It is truly the vibes, the people, and the sense of community. You see neighbors chatting, people working on their laptops, families stopping in after school. It's truly one of those places that make your neighborhood or community feel like home. And that's what I love about Square. They're the partner behind so many of these businesses, over 4 million of them worldwide, actually. These local spots are like an extension of home. When they thrive, the whole community thrives. Money spent there stays in the neighborhood, and it helps create more of those connections that make daily life feel a little more special. So take this as your sign to support your favorite local spot. Grab your go-to coffee, pick up dinner from the place around the corner, or treat yourself at the shop that you've been meaning to stop into. I love shopping in my local spots. It builds such a sense of community, especially when I travel so much. It's so nice to come back home and see my favorite barista's face. And it makes me honestly feel known and seen when I walk in. And she already knows my coffee order and she's making it for me. There really is no better feeling. You can go to square.com/go/squeeze to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square. See you in the neighborhood. I chose Function because it's the only health platform that gives me the data most people never get and the insights to start doing something about it. Inside Function, you get access to test over 100 biomarkers, from hormones to toxins to markers for health, heart health, inflammation, and stress. For an additional fee, you can also access MRI and chest CT scans, all tracked in one secure place over time. It's a near 360 view to better see what's happening in your body. And that's why top health leaders are all behind Function. I honestly love having this kind of information at my fingertips. Obviously, you guys know my nursing background, and I think it's so important for us to know what's going on inside of our bodies before we're sick, before something escalates to something more serious. It gives us the power to take action into our own hands and see stuff that we don't really see unless we're sick. All of the tests are tracked on one easy platform. You guys, it is so user-friendly. It shows you what your labs are supposed to be, what range they're in, and then a physician will give you advice on maybe what supplements you should be taking. And it's nice because you can trust Function because they're not selling you supplements or products you should be taking. They're really just giving you an honest overview of your health. Learn more and join using my link. Function is a near 360 view to see what's happening in your body, and our first 1,000 listeners get a $100 credit towards their membership. Visit functionhealth.com/thesqueeze or use gift code thesqueeze100 at sign up to own your health.
You touched on it a little bit, and I kind of want to talk about it if you're open to it. But
Yeah.
You talked about your previous relationship before Jacob being an abusive one.
Yes.
And this is something that in the book you really like open up about for the first time, about sexual trauma, emotional abuse. And first of all, I want to applaud you and thank you for opening up about it. Because I've read some of it and you're very detailed and honest about what happened. I can't imagine that was probably not easy for you to have to relive and write. But in the same breath, I'm so thankful you did, because I feel like there's a lot of when it comes to rape and when it comes to sexual abuse, like we see it as this one thing, but really it's a whole section of other things also. And the average woman really doesn't realize it, that may be what's going on, unless there is people like you that are opening up and sharing their stories and be like, oh wait, I actually went through something like that. Is that what, like, that's similar to what I went through? So I just want to thank you for doing that, because I think it's so obviously I have this podcast, so I think it's important to like share about mental health, but you just really dive into it, and I'm so proud of you for that. But I want to know, like, writing about those details again, was that hard for you to do?
Yeah, like it's definitely very vulnerable, obviously, and it's like hard to be like, because I do get into like a lot of detail, and like I am an open book, which I'm writing a book, but like I am an open book with a lot of things, but it's still, I think it's because it's like when I'm writing it, I'm almost writing it for myself. And like sometimes I forget other people are going to read it, which is also why it probably is good. Like I forgot who I was talking to. They're like, I read your book and I thought I was like reading a diary. And I'm like, that's kind of how it is. Because like, when I'm writing it, I'm thinking about like just the experience. I'm not even thinking about who's reading it. Like I know it's going to help that person, but I'm also writing it for me. And it's because it's like really freeing to be like, this is like what happened. And like I've talked about it in the past, but I never go into like major detail like I do in the book. But in my head too, it's like, it's the bigger picture here, because like when I was going through it, like I didn't even know I was being abused like for like a while, until like I literally eventually like Googled it, and I was like what was happening to me, because I'm like, am I crazy? Like I literally thought I was like going crazy, because like he would just tell me like, you don't know what it's like to be like a girl, like a good girlfriend, like you've never been in a relationship before, and all those things. So, like I like thought I was like crazy, like am I like making this up? Like it just it was bizarre. And so I like literally Googled it, because I was like, okay, like I'm going to Google this because I don't know what's going on. And when I Googled it, like every single thing I saw was like what I was experiencing. So I was like, okay.
I feel like that's why the book comes across so well. Is like, you're not like, it comes from such an authentic place. And what you were saying about like your writing in your diary, like that's how it feels.
Yeah.
And I think that's why your book is going to have like such a big impact on people, is because it is just, you're just authentic. You're not writing a book to write a book to make money, to do all these things. Like you're genuinely like writing it from a place of, this happened to me and I want to like share my story.
It's like been my passion project for years now.
Yeah. I want to know a little bit more about, you talk about like feeling the need to stay silent because of like the faith-driven environment you were in. What is that in regards to your sexual abuse, or what made you feel like you needed to stay silent?
Well, at the time I felt like I had to, because he was blackmailing me. So he basically like, anytime I tried to break up with him or anything, he'd be like, well, you're screwed. Like I'm telling Honor Code. And like back then, Honor Code didn't have the same policies that they do today to protect like women. So back then it was like, since I was drinking and this happened to me, like I would still get in trouble for drinking, or like he would send photos of me like drinking or partying or whatever, and like I would be in trouble with Honor Code. So like that's kind of how I stayed in the relationship so long, is because like anytime I tried to break up, it was like that's what he would threaten. And I was like, that means I'm losing my scholarship. Like if I didn't have a tennis scholarship and I wasn't there for tennis, I probably been like, go ahead, like I'll just go to a different school if they kick me out. But like I had the scholarship, and like my sister was my tennis coach, so it was like I would be disappointing and like embarrassing like her. Granted, I did that anyways, getting pregnant probably, but like whatever. So like so I think that was like kind of the reason why I stayed in it. And even then I didn't stay that long. Like I stayed as long as I felt like I could, until I felt like I could break away. But like that's why I kept staying, is because like every time I'd break up with him, which like it was probably once every other week, he would like threaten something. So it was like I didn't want to risk losing that, because that's like what I worked my whole life for. So it's like having a dream taken away from you like overnight. I didn't want that to happen, you know?
How did you get out of that relationship?
Basically he was having like all these like stomach issues. Honestly, I think it was just anxiety manifesting in his stomach. And he was like, I'm gonna go home to figure out what it is. And he was from California.
Got it.
And so literally the day he left is when I was like, hey, like I think that maybe we should take a break, like, and like break up kind of thing. But I was like super nice. I was like overly nice. Like, I just love you so much and I just need to focus on tennis and like this and that. Like we can maybe get back together when I'm done and like blah, blah, blah. But being very nice, and he like cried and stuff because he's a freaking baby, but whatever. Yeah. And then like I just like did that, and I still kind of talked to him for a little bit because I just was scared he was gonna like retaliate.
For sure.
And also it's like, is it called like Stockholm syndrome, where you kind of like go back to your abuser because like that's what you think you deserve. And so I felt that way at that time too. So I still talked to him too because like I like convinced myself he was like a good person still. Like I think I even sent him a message like, I just love you and you're so great and I'm gonna be so sad. I'm like, what the hell? Like I was like brainwashed basically. And so it took a while to get like back to normal, I would say. Yeah. At least a couple of weeks I didn't go out with friends. It's like I didn't want to and anything like that. And so but I knew I wanted to be free from him. Yeah. And so I did that and I was free. But like we still talked a little bit. And then like I met Arik literally like 2 weeks after. So I did go from relationship to relationship. Okay. Yeah, like back to back. So
wow. Is it like nerve-wracking at all writing about this and knowing that that person is gonna like know that you're writing about them?
Oh, not him. I could care less. Okay, like great. He can go F himself if he's listening to this. I'm just kidding. No, but actually like I feel like I've been getting that question quite a bit. And I'm like, honestly, no. Like I had to change kind of like his appearance a little bit in the book. So I took subtle jabs that I enjoyed quite a bit because I had to say like, I'm like, he's tall. Then I like said and then I made him like shorter than 6 foot. So in the book, because he was pretty tall, and it's funny because in the book I'm like, and he was very tall, and it's like
all the power to you, girl.
He was 5'10" or something, and I'm like, okay, well that's still like decent for a guy, but I'm like, I keep saying how tall he is. People are like, that's not that tall. Like, why do you keep saying that? Yeah, it's because I was taking subtle jabs because I had to, because I think they were scared that like he would sue if he saw it. But I was like, go ahead and let him. Like I'm like, I'm not scared. Go ahead and try to sue me. You probably still work for your daddy. I'm like going off now. I'm like, you work for your dad. You're not successful. I'm just kidding. But actually, and so I had to change certain things. So like I probably can't give those certain items away, but like I changed his car to the car that he hated and stuff like that, just because I was like, just for fun, you know? Because I had to change his sport and things like that. Yeah. So
when I was reading it, I figured that was the case.
So you caught on.
Just because for those reasons, to protect you in any outcome. But I figured that. But I was wondering because I've always wondered that like people have hurt me and done things to me that I've like I feel like I don't really want to talk about because like it's very obvious who it is, and I'm like, not that I don't want to, their life could be ruined, and but like I feel like that's like a little bit of like a hard like.
It is hard because like
my degree of hurt is not your,
but still part of you probably wants to expose it and like just be free and like say their name, and but then like part of me is like, I just don't like want the drama in my life. And I don't want. So I changed most people's names in the book besides my family members and then like my friend Taylor. And then I think that people at BYU like that were really good to me. Like I think I kept Tom Homo's name in. He was the athletic director, like Vern and Fui, which were like, they're real people. Like that's their names. And they're at BYU. Like, so they were so great that I was like, I'm keeping their names in there. I love that.
I love that. What do you think was like the turning point that helped you kind of begin to like talk about all of this again? Is it just you're like it's time, or?
Well, I feel like when I got married is when I started talking about it more, because I think that's when I like kind of was happier maybe. Like I was like feeling good and like
you probably like felt safe too.
Yeah, like felt safe. Yeah. And then so I did write a blog like years ago and talked a little bit about it, but like not nearly in depth as this. But and then now I just like don't care. Like I feel like I'm at the point where like I want to tell this story because I know how many people it can help. And that's been my purpose even starting social media. Like I started social media to tell my story because no one was doing it back then, as far as like no one was being like, I don't want to say authentic, but like it was like the perfect Instagram families and like perfectly cleaned house. And like now people are a lot more vulnerable online, but like that wasn't a thing when I was going through all my like trauma. And so I was like, I want to show people that like life isn't a fairy tale, because like it can, sure, like certain aspects can, but like no one's life is perfect. And people want someone to relate to. And I wanted to be the person to relate to because I didn't have that when I was going through it. So it's like, I'll be that person. So that was kind of like the purpose of even like starting my social media to begin with. And that's like honestly how I grew my account, was like by doing that. And so, yes, like it's always been like my purpose. Even now, it's like when I think like, what am I doing? It's like I go back to my purpose, and like that's what it is. It's like I want to help other women. Like that's like my goal at the end of the day. So doing the book is the same thing. It's like this was my purpose all along. And I'm like, that's why it's so full circle for me. Like getting my book deal is probably my favorite and best accomplishment out of everything. Like the show, nothing, it's the book. Like that's what it is for me. And so like it was, like the first person I called was my dad, because he was the one who kind of like inspired me to write it and stuff too. So it's just like so full circle. I'm like, can't believe it's like happening. So writing all the dirty details, I'm like, that's just part of it. I'm like, and that's exciting because I add a lot of stories, like, that people have never heard before. Like I talk about like my first like sexual experiences. And sometimes when I think about that, I'm like, my parents are going to read this. And I like forget about that. Yeah. I'm like, great. Like, that's what happened. Sorry. Like,
no, it's so good. I love if people are like willing to share it, and the stuff that you have been through, like the fact that you're willing to share it with everyone is just, it's honestly so special, and we need people like you in this world to make things more approachable, more digestible, and to feel less alone, as cliche as it is. Like it's the most overused saying, but I really feel that is what it boils down to, is like we're not the only ones that have gone through this, and it makes it so much less scary, like hearing about it and reading what you've gone through. It's like, oh, I've been through, even if it's not the same thing, I've been through something similar, or a family member has, and I can relate to them now in a new light. So
and I think people don't realize it too if they like watch the show and stuff, and they sometimes think it's like, oh, the glitz, the glamour, the brand deals, but I'm like, no, but like well, it's great, but like also like a lot of us like have stories that are like so much deeper than that, and you just don't get to see them. And so now I'm like excited, because I will say people don't see a lot of what my story is in the show. Like it's not drama, so it tends to take the back burner here, but it's just okay. But that's why I have the book, because then I can share the whole story, and I'm like super grateful for that.
Yeah. I love it. That's special. I want to know what's been like the most helpful for you, kind of honestly in recovery from, I think you were experiencing a lot of trauma for a good chunk of your life there. What's kind of helped you through? Has it been like family, therapy, church? What has it been for you?
Honestly, a mixture of all of it. I would say like feeling safe, like having a partner that I feel safe with. Therapy for sure. I actually haven't done a ton of therapy, believe it or not. But I probably need it. Because I'll start and I'll be like, I don't like that. I'm good. Like, or I'll get through something, work through something. I'm like, I did it. And I have like so much more to work through. And then I'm like, I'm good. So I did do EMDR for like my sexual abuse and stuff. But I only did it for like one specific event. And there's probably like 10 more events I need to do it for. And so after it took like 4 weeks to get through one event, I was like, like if I do this for the year, I'm going to be chronically depressed. Like, so I was like, I'm good. But then it still affects you, right? It's like I still have things that affect me to this day, and it's been over 10 years. So it's like I know I need to go. Like, and I actually still never have worked through like Eric's death in therapy. Like I still haven't, and I think it's because it's still hard, and I just like avoid it because like I just want to be happy and like have fun, and I don't want to be like sad. And I think therapy forces you to work through it, which is like it's good in the long run, because it's like you're digging deeper to where you don't have things trigger you and affect you. So I need to go back for sure, but we'll see if I get there this year or next.
I loved EMDR therapy. I did it for nursing, for like all of my COVID stuff, and it worked wonders for me. But it's intense. It's very intense. Taylor tried it, and he did not like it.
Did he feel like depressed for a couple days after? Because that's how I felt. I just felt like so blah the next like 2 days.
I think it's hard too, because I think for obviously women, it tends to be easier for us to be like, and this and this and this and this, and we're just like spilling everything. And Taylor is specifically someone who is like very closed off, and it does take him feeling like in a safe environment to kind of like open up. And it was, I think because it was so intense, he was like, oh, but he loves talk therapy. Our therapist is like the best. We actually have we see the same like talk therapist. But I would encourage you to get back into it once. I
need to find someone that I truly like enjoy.
Yeah.
And my last therapist was nice, but I think I need to find someone who I feel more connected to.
It's honestly, it is a relationship. Like that's what I always tell people is people are like, I've tried like multiple therapists. I'm like, honestly, like
it's like dating.
Trying.
You gotta find your person.
Yeah. You gotta just find someone that you mesh with that maybe like has the same like views as you or religion as you. Like that I feel like is super helpful.
Yeah. Do you do it virtual or do you do it in person?
In person. Well, also if we're not home, we'll do it over the phone, but he's like 15 minutes from us. So
okay, I was just curious because I'm like, I wonder if there'd be a difference for me because I did do it in person in the past.
I think also doing it over the phone. Well, there's so many different like virtual things. So for anyone listening, there's a lot of virtual therapy you can do. Yeah. But I also love if I'm traveling, it's almost like scheduling a meeting. Yeah. And I just like put my headphones in and I go outside and walk. And that way I'm just like, it gives me like time for my brain to reset. And I will always say the lead up to the therapy session is not fun. And then after I'm like, okay. Yeah. Like I feel a little lighter. And it's the same, like anticipating, and then you're like, okay, I feel better. So, yeah. And I always say mental health is once you start to struggle with it and you finally start to like open up like everything that's going on, it's always going to be like a battle. It's not like a one and done thing. Yes. But the process to get to healing and then when something in life happens, you have those tools and you're equipped to like.
Yes. No, I completely agree. I completely agree. I just need to find my person, I think. I know. I'm like, I'm going to start searching. That's going to go on my to-do list.
I know. I'd love to hear advice for a woman out there that maybe feels too afraid to speak up, maybe is unsure what exactly is going on in the relationship that they're in. Just advice that you would give to them.
I would say one thing that I wish I would have done differently is like I talk about in the book, but like I had a gut feeling early on in the relationship before we were even like official and I didn't listen to it. Like my body was literally like telling me. And I think that like our bodies are really smart, even if we don't see like the red flags yet. Like I think our bodies can sometimes tell us. And my body was like, I did not want to see him one day. Like I was just like, I don't know what it is. Like I felt like physically sick. Like I did not want to go out and I wasn't sick, you know? Yeah. And I just like almost felt like I had like a flu. Like I was just like, I do not want to be around him. My mom's like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I just don't know why. And I ended up going, and then obviously we like pursued the relationship, right? But like looking back, I'm like, that was like my first sign that I completely ignored. And like, but sometimes you don't realize like your body can tell you things. I think trust your gut, like your intuition. Yeah. Like if something doesn't sound right or it's too good to be true, it probably is. Yeah. And those were the things I was like young. So I was like, oh, like no big deal. And like this and that, you know? Yeah. Even stories like him talking about his ex-girlfriend and be like, and then she did this and that. And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, red flag, red flag, red flag. But like, I just didn't see it at the time. Because I was like, oh, she must have been the crazy one, right? Because like, that's like what they portray it as. And like, you're young and you don't understand. So I'd say like any signs of that, like any jealousy, possessiveness early in the relationship where it doesn't make sense yet, red flag. Like it's not like cute because he's being protective. Like trust me, it's going to get worse. So love bombing too. Big on the love bombing. Yeah. And I was love bombed like crazy in the beginning, but I didn't know what that was. Yeah. So it's like things like that. Like,
I know. I feel like that's a new word that we're like,
it was not around at the time. Yeah. I just figured out what that was 3 years ago and I was like, that happened to me. Yeah. Like I'd get bouquets of flowers when I didn't even hardly know him. Like things like buying me Tiffany's necklaces and I knew him like a month. Like stuff like that where I was like, this is so charming. And I was like Prince Charming. And like looking back, I'm like, no, he was the devil in disguise. Yeah. So like I would always just say like, look out for the red flags, trust your gut and your intuition because it's probably right.
Yeah. I forgot to ask this earlier. Who was the first person you told about your abuse?
Oh man.
And how long after was it?
It was a while. I think my friends were catching on a little bit. Okay. And like my tennis friends. And this is why, because like on the tennis court, I was a psychopath, like pretty much. Like I was like hitting myself with my racket. Like my legs were black and blue. Like, oh wow. Like so bad. I remember one time I got so mad I went to hit my shoe with my racket and like as hard as I can, hit my ankle bone. And it was so swollen. I told them that I sprained my ankle. And then in reality, I like did it to myself. And I was like embarrassed. I was like, I better walk this off because it's embarrassing. So I was like technically like self-harming in a way I didn't really realize was self-harm back then. So I was just like, oh, I'm just angry playing tennis. But like I took out all my anger and aggression on the tennis court. Yeah. And so my friends were like, you're different. Like something's wrong with you. And I was like, that's kind of when I was like, yeah, like things aren't like great, but I didn't really open up about it.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, I think you guys like need to split kind of thing. And I was like, and I already knew I wanted to, but I couldn't tell them like, hey, I'm being like trapped, like I'm being blackmailed. So like I didn't do that, you know? But I think people started seeing it, but I didn't really open up about it, I think, until I opened up about it a little bit to Arik, being like, hey, this was kind of happening behind the scenes, but not like into detail. I don't think I really got into detail until I got married, honestly. I told my parents a little bit about it when I got pregnant and came home.
Yeah.
But nowhere near the details of what actually happened.
Yeah.
I just would basically tell him, like, you can't say his name. Because if my parents said his name when I was pregnant, I'd have vivid dreams of him. Like, I had nightmares my whole pregnancy about him.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't really realize, like, what was happening to me. But it was just because, like, I was so abused and I had no idea kind of thing. Like, I kind of knew, but I didn't know, like, to the extent of, like, how traumatizing it was for me until, like, I got older, my brain developed. And I was like, wow, that was, like, really bad. So, yeah, it was crazy.
Did you do talk therapy for it at all? Or is it just something that you and Jacob kind of like, you just kind of, because I'm sure that probably had some effects on your marriage to a degree.
Oh yeah, my sexual relationship struggled a lot in the beginning, I would say, and I didn't understand it because my sexual relationship with Arik was fine, but I didn't really realize this because I was pretty much drinking every time we did sexual things, so like I didn't care, right? And it took until I got married to understand that I like had a lot of sexual trauma that I didn't understand because I didn't understand it. I was like, why do I not want to be touched? Like, why do I not like? And so my husband, it was hard for him too because he's like, are you like attracted to me? Like, so because I never talked about it. I would never tell him, and I had a really hard time opening up in my marriage at all about like abuse and trauma because it's like vulnerable sometimes to be like, this happened to me and it like hurts me, you know? And I don't know why that felt so vulnerable to me. So I think it took a full year into our marriage where I was like, this is why. Yeah. That like why. Like I'm attracted to you. I love you. I just like I sometimes get triggered by things and I don't know why. And even then I didn't like because I've never really done a lot of therapy. I haven't really done therapy. And so I was like, I didn't even know like I was being triggered. I was just like, why do I like because I'd always like go like this. Like when we'd start like making out or whatever. And I don't know why I would like be like literally protecting myself. Yeah. Not really realizing what I was doing. Yeah. And so like, and then I started going to therapy like after that. Yeah. And that definitely helped. And I think with time, it's also helped in being more comfortable with your partner because we didn't have sex before marriage, me and my husband, because like I was trying to be a good Mormon. So we waited. And so I think like all of a sudden going from not doing anything to like now I can do whatever I want to be like, it's like kind of, it's just like, I don't want to say aggressive because it wasn't aggressive, but it was kind of different, right? Like, and so I think like it was just a lot and I didn't realize it because I was like, wow, I can't wait to get married. Like, can't wait to get back to my old self, right? But then we got married and I was like, whoa, like this is different, you know? And so I think like once I started going to therapy and then like once you're more comfortable with your partner sexually, then like I started to like, you know, progress obviously in that relationship. But it was hard. Like I did the EMDR and like different things for it. And there's to this day I'll get triggered by things like sexually. And emotionally too. Like my husband, he never raises his voice at me, but like if he ever even gets a tone, I feel like probably because from my past relationship, I am such a bitch. I'll be like, don't you dare talk to me like that. And he's like such an angel too, so I feel bad. But like he just knows. Like if he gets like loud, even with the kids, and like, hey, don't touch that, or like this and that. I'm like, ooh, like it irks me because I think it stems from like my abuse. Because like sometimes I like don't know what it is. I'm like, he's just like trying to be a good dad. And I'm like, you're driving me nuts. So like, it's just a lot of it stems from the past. So therapy has definitely helped, but I need more of it for sure.
I want to know what advice you would give to someone that wants to share their story, wants to speak up, but is feeling too afraid to, or that maybe what they've been through isn't valid, quote unquote, to say enough.
Well, I think it's always valid because I think no matter what, you're always going to have someone to relate to. Even if like maybe your story isn't as intense as like mine or someone else's, it's like everyone has a valid story. Like even like at Taylor on the show, like what she's going through in her relationship it's like different, right? But like it still affects her so much emotionally. It's like that's valid, and that's valid to tell your story about it because I guarantee you there's someone who can relate to you. I guarantee you there's been a girl who's walked in your shoes. So I'd say it's always valid. I feel like my advice on that is like when you're ready, because you do it too soon, it's gonna hurt and it's gonna not feel maybe authentic. I feel like when you feel like it's time and you're like, I want to share this, just do it and don't even think about it, because I guarantee it's gonna help so many people. Like I almost didn't share. Like when I wrote my blog originally, I wasn't planning on sharing that I even had an abusive relationship, none of that, because I was like scared. And I was also like, it's so vulnerable. But then something inside me was like, you have to share this. Like, and I didn't know what it was because I was like not planning on it. And then once I did, like the amount, and I only shared a very surface level version of it.
Yeah.
The amount of messages I got from other women, like that's when I saw like, oh, there was a reason why I needed to share this. I think when you realize the impact of what you're going to tell is bigger than being scared, it's like so worth it. And if you don't feel like you want to share those things, you don't have to. Like you don't have to do it, you know? But like if you feel like it's going to make you feel free and it's going to help other people, then do it. Like just don't even think, just do it. Because
I would even say like write it down too. Like I'm sure there was so much healing in writing. Like I always feel like I'm not a good, even though I do this for a living, I'm not a good speaker sometimes when it comes to like sharing something that I've been through or my emotions, and I just like have to write it down, and then I can write it and read it, and I'm like, oh, that's like is less scary than it sounded in my head, and like it's just like it gives you an outlet to be able to like let it out.
It's healing. Like I wrote through my whole pregnancy because my dad gave me that journal, and I was like, I don't ever like to write in a journal, but I feel like it was therapeutic for me because it was someone to talk to that was like, well, it was a page, but like it was not someone who was gonna like bug me or give me advice. I'm like, I don't want advice. I just want to like tell someone something, you know? Yeah. And that was very helpful because it also helped me write my book, the whole journal. I used it. So I feel like it's very freeing if you don't feel like publicly sharing it. Yeah, like writing it. I think that's like great advice. Like I need to keep writing in my journal because I stop. When I'm happy, I stop writing.
Yeah, I know. It's funny how that happens.
Yeah, right.
Well, I love you, and I am just so excited for you and
thank you.
All that this book is going to bring and all the help it's going to bring. But I'm proud of you. I think you taking these steps is so amazing, and not that you needed to hear it, but just as your friend, I'm just so excited for you.
Thanks so much. I'm so excited for everyone to read it.
Yes.
And scared.
We'll leave a link.
Yes.